And the Dobrenic Channel is back, and today we are talking about Lake Oroville, Lake Shasta, and Lake Folsom, and we also check in on the Colorado River system as well. We'll stay out in the west. There's plenty to talk about, and with that being said, we're going to roll right out to windy.com. You can see that the system has shut down, and we go further out, and you can see that over here is going to be extremely wet, but up here along the west coast, not a whole lot of precipitation in the next 10 days, and the GFS echoes this. They're not in agreements at all whatsoever. So we'll see if this changes at all. Now, it reminds me a lot last year. We got an early system, and then it was dry for a month, and then we got some more precipitation in December, then it was dry until about February, and then that was it. So we'll see what happens ultimately, and we are talking about 0.25 here around the Lake Oroville area. Up here by Lake Shasta, 0.3, so not a whole lot of precipitation. This out here is going to be maybe an inch, so we'll see what happens there. Then we come into the Colorado. You can see 0.57 up here by the Green River. We come over here by Aspen. You can see around a half inch, tell you right, about 3/8 of an inch. And then we're going to go over to snow depth and see what is going on. And you can see that they got quite a bit of precipitation here in California along the mountain range, just like last year. A little bit further to the south this year, so that's really good. And you got 22 inches, 35 inches, and we come up here by Mammoth Lakes, around 26 inches. You go to Yosemite Valley, 31 inches, and then we come up here close to Bear Valley, 24 inches. South Lake Tahoe, 27 inches. We go over here to beautiful Truckee, 16.4, and then we come over here to the Folsom watershed, and you can see that they received about 17.9. Last year, most of the precipitation fell through here, not as much this time. So we come over here to Lake Oroville, and you can see that they received around 28 to 25 inches of precipitation in the mountains, 31 there, and that's fantastic news. They could use some precipitation, and Mount Shasta actually got quite a bit of precipitation as well. Here on Mount Shasta, 15.7, and down here's 19.4. Down at Lake Shasta, 1.3. So Redding got 0.6, and we go check out the 72-hour rainfall and see how much that equivalates into rain. On the Bear River here, they got 3.41. Lake Oroville got 4.52, so that's fantastic. And then they got more over here by Shasta, 1.78. So you can see this is what has fallen in the last 72 hours, so that's good news. Now we'll go check the water level at Lake Oroville. The water level at Lake Oroville is currently 671.71, so I'm assuming that most of this, looking at this chart here, that most of this came in the form of snow and not rain. So the current level is 228.29 feet below full pool of 900. Now, if you recall, last year, October 23rd, we were at 630 feet roughly, and then today we are 40 feet higher, and you can see that that other storm came through around the middle of December. So it's falling now. It come down 0.76, so I'm guessing that they didn't receive a lot of rain, and you come down here to the drought, and you can see that it's still extremely dry, so a lot of that was probably soaked up from the ground from being so dry. And then we go to Lake Shasta next. Now Lake Shasta, it is actually on the rise. It has come up 0.11 feet in the last 24 hours, and the water level is currently 918.34 feet. And the water level is actually higher than it was last year at this time, so that's fantastic news. The level's 148.66 feet below full pool of 1,067, and it continues to rise, so we will see how much that actually comes up overall. Really shocked that Lake Oroville has not come up any with the amount of precipitation that has fallen. You would have thought it would have came up some instead of falling 0.78 feet. Now we're heading down to Lake Folsom, and the water level is currently 382.32 feet MSL. Wednesday, November 9, 2022. This was taken at 3 p.m. The level's 83.68 feet below full pool of 466. Changes since yesterday, 0.11, and you can really tell that back in June this was at around 455 feet, and they have really released a whole bunch of water. Now the water level is below where it was last last year at this time. Now, it wasn't as low as last year, but it has surpassed not only 2020, but 2021 as well. So that's concerning, and we will see where it starts to rise. They did receive some precipitation, so it should come up quickly, and you can see this thing does fluctuate pretty quickly once snowmelt does start to occur. So we'll be monitoring this to see what ultimately happens. Now we're heading over to the Colorado, to Lake Powell, and here we are. The lake has come down 0.04 in the last 24 hours. The level is currently 3,529.60 feet. This was taken Tuesday, November 8th, 2022 at 12 a.m. The level is 170.40 feet, below full pool 3,700, and you can see it's kind of neutralized. Last year it was fluctuating, but it was pretty much still on the downhill slide. This year it's kind of at a neutral. It's gone down, but it hasn't gone down extremely like it was in February and March. So we'll see what happens there. They did get this little bump here like they did in years past. However, this lasted a lot longer and it didn't go down near as quick as it did here. So we'll see what happens there. We're going to roll down to Lake Mead now and see what's going on down there. Lake Mead is dropping as well, 0.06, and is falling further, so we will see what happens. The level is currently 1,044.92 feet. Wednesday, November 9th, 2022 at 4 p.m. The level is 184.08 feet, below full pool of 1,229. Down to Lake Havasu we go. Lake Havasu water level is 448.27 feet, and that was Wednesday, November 9th, 2022 at 4:30 p.m. The level is 3.27 feet above full pool of 445. Changes since yesterday. This thing has come up quite a bit, 0.14 inches. Sorry it's been so long since I posted anything. I've been working on a compost heater here for my house, so my house will stay warm for free this year instead of having to pay the electricity bill out the wazoo. So working on that for the last week, and I've been pretty busy doing that. Plus the elections going on. I figured everybody was focused on that, so hopefully now that the elections are over, we can get back to business here on the Dobrinic channel. Speaking of food shortages, I have a lot to talk about that. I will be coming out with a video on that in the next few days, and it's not looking good. It's not looking very promising. I have some statistics and things that I want to talk about, so be looking out for that sometime either tomorrow or Friday, maybe even Saturday. We'll have to see if I have the time to get it done. I'm still working on the compost heater, almost got it completed, so time is of the essence, and then I hold a regular job as well. So you guys have a blessed day, and we will see you on the next one. God bless.